The Division Resurgence is back, and they just released the news that you'll be able to play this in September. That's right, we're going to have new playtesting in September for the Division Resurgence. They even released a new QR code and a new sign up for the Division Resurgence. I'm showing you gameplay right here from whenever I playtested it about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. So all of this is going to be tweaked and, freshened up for the next round of playtest. But again, the Division Resurgence will start up again in September with a release date. It's looking like near the 10-year anniversary this March. But hey, here's what the developers had to say. I am Kamikazevondoom. Hit the like, subscribe, you know the little YouTube spiel, and roll that footage.
do. But before that, let's see how it looks on the Resurgence, the new mobile title. So I want to introduce Louis Tropin, brand director on the Division Resurgence. Welcome.
He's right there.
Hello.
Please
Hello.
join me. It's nice and comfy here.
Nice comfy living
Hi,
room.
Louis.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. Can you share a little bit about yourself?
Yes, actually, so I'm Louis. I've been working on the division for quite a while now with this guy since 2018, so 8 years.
I've been,
Okay.
I've been on the division for 10 years. I've worked
Yeah,
with
yeah.
everyone on the division.
Yeah,
so
you're the
included.
oldest, but I have the most gray hair, so I win. But yeah, anyway, very happy to be here to finally speak a bit more about Resurgence again. I want to say.
Nice. Could you give us, for those who are not familiar with the game, just like the elevator pitch of what is this game?
Yeah, so basically in very short words, it's an online, massively multiplayer role-play game, which sounds familiar because it's basically the experience you get with the Division on console and PC, but adapted to mobile format.
That sounds like so much fun.
It does.
It does. What about the storyline? What can you tell us about the Division Resurgence story?
Well, I can jump in the storyline, but maybe just before I could give you a bit more details on how we are adapting it for mobile.
Let's go for that.
Actually, to let you know a little bit what I hinted at. We actually worked on this with an extensive team to make sure that we adjusted, obviously, the controls of the game itself, because you all here or online know that the Division is actually quite a deep and broad type of experience. So something we're really focused on is making sure that the gameplay experience, handheld, but also touch-based, was perfect for everyone to be able to enjoy the game at its fullest. We are obviously controller compatible for this game as soon as we'll be launching, but you can really adjust everything you want on the controls. You can the size of the button, you can move them around, everything you want to make sure that you really dive deep into the experience that the Division Resurgence has to offer. Another example of what we did actually is to adjust not only the controls but also the gameplay itself, what the game has to offer. Obviously, keeping the core of the looter shooter that the Division has to offer, but we basically adjusted the length of some of the activities, most of the activities. The open world activities are what we call more snackable. You can play them really easily on the go, but you'll also get those longer sessions through the main missions that still are shorter than what you would get on PC or console, but still offer those epic moments, those immersive moments into this beautiful world that the team at Massive actually has created and that we are perpetuating on mobile.
Nice. Story. I'm eager for the story. I'm a lore nerd. I need...
We can go into the story. I know a lot of people here actually are interested in what the Division lore has to tell.
Yes.
And for Resurgence, we actually worked very closely with the teams over at Massive to make sure that whatever we tell is coherent, consistent, logical with what the main entries, this one being also main entry, they all have a story, a cohesive story to tell. So typically we are introducing new factions, familiar faces from the Division 1, but also we are really bridging that gap between the Division 1 and the Division 2. something that you'll get to experience as a player of Resurgence is actually the moment where the first wave of agents are being activated. So that's something we get to play as in the prologue. It's the very first few missions. So once you complete the tutorial, then you get really thrown into the midst of the original chaos. That's very biblical, actually, but you see what I mean, really the beginning of the story. And then we actually pick up after the events of the Division 1, when society, or at least civilians, have started to rebuild. And really the story of Resurgence is about that, is to make sure to help those early settlements that are budding, sprouting in the open world, in the area of Manhattan, to move along, get along, and survive the somewhat still chaotic situation that is taking place in Manhattan. So yeah.
So new.
I think most important question is because you say it's in the timeline Division 1 and all that. Does it have snow?
So it has.
I hear
snow.
people like snow.
It has melting snow.
Does it have beautiful snow?
That works. I think.
Okay.
Yes. Sometimes it snows. Yes.
Nice.
So new canon story.
It's definitely a new canon story. It's entirely part of the story of the franchise. Very happy about that.
Really cool. So we talked about how we're working with the feedback in the Division 2. How do you leverage that knowledge, and how will you work with it for the Resurgence?
Well, we're very happy to have our crash test dummies right here, who are playtesting everything for us. No, I'm kidding. Basically, what I want to say is we obviously look at what's happening already today in the universe of the Division 2. Typically, the Brooklyn DLC.
We are a guinea pig for you, is what
you are. But we'll throw it back to you once we're live.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
But basically, we check out how it's received. You know, obviously that educates us in how we should interact with this community, and also what type of content could be interesting to look into in the future for Resurgence. But the game has been announced in 2022, and it has already been through several loops of tests, as you may or may not know. And we already been lucky enough to get some very, very valuable feedback from people from around the world, and that's stuff that already we used to adjust. And if I take just very quick examples, the introduction, the tutorial has been reworked using that feedback. The balancing of the games, has been reworked. The progression pacing has been reworked. So it's really stuff that we value a lot when we have that feedback. And that's why we're looking forward actually to see how the ETF is evolving in a sense and reopening its gates, because we're also looking into ways to make sure that we get those direct interactions, those very in-depth interactions with our most engaged players, some already existing from the past tests, but also new ones that will be coming up, joining us hopefully. And we really want to make sure that everyone's voice gets heard, and then if it makes sense, to act on it. For sure.
Sounds like a good plan, and my voice is breaking.
We're losing you.
So what's the next step?
The next step for us, actually, I kind of hinted at that. I'm very happy to confirm it. Is we're heading back into testing phase for the project. So it's been a while since the last tech took place. I'm pretty sure you know, but I can confirm that the next closed test will be taking place in September. So that's right around the corner, actually. And you can indeed already come and start registering for it. It will be both for Android and iOS. And by that, sorry, I got confused. Getting served on the. That's perfect. But anyway, yes, you can jump in right now, go register, and maybe you have a chance to join our next test this September. It's actually, hopefully, the first step in the next stages for this game that's coming up soon to you all in free-to-play format on iOS and Android phones.
More division for everyone. But
yes. More division for everyone.
Best.
Thank you for that deep dive into Resurgence, Louis. It's amazing to see this franchise growing and evolving with the community at its heart. My voice is breaking, but I'm too excited to care. Yes, I'm too excited to care, because now we're going to talk about that other project